key on the keyboard, the menu stays.
Does it? Ah, right. Well,
I think it goes away if you mute or something like that, but
all right.
it'll stay for a while anyway. So 7 people.
Leo,
Yeah.
It's recording now.
did you get the gears?
Not yet, not yet. But it's Christmas time, so the post is always slow, and so yes, I have faith. That they will arrive.
Right. We are recording.
I'll let you know when they arrive.
I need one gear.
Right. How many teeth?
I think it's 24 for I broke the 8-tooth for the 8-tooth pinion.
Oh, okay.
I broke the gear that I had for the
8 pinion for the BARC, because this is a 1 millimeter shaft on the motor.
yeah.
You
This
broke
is
it.
not inside the letter.
So 24 teeth.
Yeah, something like that. I broke
I'll check back with you once they arrive.
I broke the gear, yeah. So I knew.
Yes, the post is very slow from France at the moment. From Germany, Austria. I'll get there in a minute. Austria. Yeah. From Austria. I've sent a parcel to Russia nearly 2 weeks ago, and it hasn't got there yet.
Mm.
But,
Whereabouts in Russia? Siberia or Moscow?
Oh, Moscow.
Right.
It's Paul Gabriel.
Right.
I collect things for him here. He sends all the eBay stuff he buys, he sends them here, and I put them in a big box and send them to him. Because a lot of people won't post to Russia.
Yeah, yes. I'm one of those.
Yeah, I might not after this if it doesn't get there.
Call me a racist, but Russia and South America.
I have exchanged things with Peter several times actually with no problem.
Yep. Yes.
I've got several Moscoviches and Gazes and other things here that he sent me.
Oh, right.
Anyway, anybody got anything to show this evening? Show and tell or talk about?
I can show an inlay for a Porsche, which have sent me the driver, and I inserted in a newly designed inlay for a Porsche 997.
That's very nice.
And
Carrera.
it's for the Carrera Go. It's for this one.
Uh-huh.
I have already stripped the paint off, more or less, and it will fit inside quite nicely.
Is it vacuum formed or 3D printed? The interior?
No, it's 3D printed.
Is it?
It's 3D printed, and the model is already on Thingiverse. You can already download it, because there will be another proxy in March, April in Germany for Carrera Go cars.
Oh.
Oh.
Carrera Go cars with 3D printed chassis, with this chassis.
Okay.
It's designed in Hamburg, and you can get the STL file, print the chassis, and use all the Carrera parts. So it's very limited. It's only one body. It's only one part. It should be a very close race on 5 tracks by now.
And
Okay.
it has to be all of the same Carrera Go or different ones?
All the same Carrera Go Porsche. The
Right.
Porsche 997.
Yep.
It was a police car. You can see
Oh, yes, yes.
here at the nose.
Does it have windows?
And yes, all the same body and all the same motor, gears, and chassis.
Right.
We have to make our own
I think
windows.
Klaus already has a.
Yes. What color is
No.
Klaus?
You can make windows, but Klaus already has done windows. So
Yes.
if you need some, even I or Klaus can send you some, I think.
It looks very good.
What guide is it using? Is it the pin guide?
No, this is the guide plate.
Right, flag, yeah.
Are you selling this as a kit of parts?
Dujan in Germany is selling it as a kit, or you can have the file, the whole set, to print it at home.
All right. Thank you.
Who's selling the kit?
Dujan in Germany. I can send you his address.
Yes,
Okay, yes, please.
Me too. And is
Okay.
on the kit you have the windows as well on the kit?
No,
No,
we
the
haven't.
windows are.
Oh,
Raymond.
We lost Peter.
Klaus is gone. Peter's here, but Klaus isn't.
He's upstairs.
Oh, there he is.
Peter's frozen.
Ah, is it cold there?
Peter's-
You're
No,
back
it's-
now. We lost you there, Peter.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're back
Back
now.
again. Okay.
Okay.
So Klaus is doing the windows. He has
Oh.
done a very nice plug and already wet formed his windows. So maybe if you need some, just let me know and I can distribute. Klaus,
So
wenn
we need to
jemand
buy a
den haben will für den
Porsche.
Porsche,
now. So now we
I
need to
don't
buy a
think he
Porsche.
can hear
car.
us.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I will talk to him later.
but
How,
as
how did
Peter's,
you get them?
go ahead.
Sorry, Peter, the windows are usually molded in to a Carrera car. So how did you
No.
remove the windows?
No.
They are separate.
Oh, the windows will
Not
be
this
black.
one. Mhm.
Yeah,
They're just
Separate.
separate.
are they? Right, I thought they were always molded in.
Some of them are.
No. SCX cars are normally molded in,
Yes,
and
yes.
Carrera Go cars normally have. a
Oh, is that
different
right?
size.
I have an Aston Martin, a Carrera Go Aston Martin, which I'm sure the windows are part of the body. But maybe not.
Look at Klaus.
No, no.
I brush painted it because of the windows, and it's a mess. It's a mess.
Peter,
You, ha-
as
you
you
have
know,
to check, Leo.
yeah, I'm allergic to Carrera Go.
Mm.
You shouldn't.
If I ever get hold of a Carrera Go, it usually ends up in pieces.
Ah,
I very rarely keep one actually working, so it means I might have to actually buy one.
right.
Peter, the files on Thingiverse. Could you put a link to the files in the forum?
I will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Oh,
Sweet.
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
I think these are all molds for Windows. Klaus has done.
I thought they were cakes.
Sweet.
No cakes.
oh, it's the molds. It's the pattern.
It's
For
a
the vac,
pattern,
for
yeah.
vac forming. There.
I thought they were sweets.
They did look tasty.
Yeah, yeah.
Mini.
Oh no. Lancia. Porsche GT3.
Excellent.
DT3, yeah. This is very good that he has these.
And more and more and more and more.
What was that?
More of something.
Klaus is a busy boy, as is
Yeah.
Peter.
Peter is making me some files for some A.J. Pierce wheels that were widely used in the 1960s and 70s in British club racing.
All right. Okay. Right. Right.
I've been, for some years now, I've been trying to make Burpop.
Oh yes, the Anglia. Is that Anglia? Oh no, it's a Morris
pop.
Morris Minor.
No,
Morris Minor.
popular, full pop.
All right. Okay.
The
Speaking,
Mark II version with the V8 engine in it
Hmm.
for the owner, for the person who built the original. But I've been
Right.
trying to get wheels for about 5 years now, and Peter has now done me some, and they look very good.
Right.
speaking
what
of
style?
wheels, these are the wheels that I printed for the 5-spoke.
Oh
wheels.
yeah, yeah, they're looking good.
They're 3D printed, and they came out really, really well.
They look
I was
tidy, don't
surprised.
they? They're
was
smooth.
Printed at home. Printed at home.
Yeah, yeah.
That's home printing.
Yeah.
Yes. And they came
Okay.
out very, very well.
Can you get it a little closer to the camera so that they can see them close up? There you go. Yeah, they
Which
look good.
material?
They're PLA, but they're very, very strong. And they're hollow. You can see the 5 spokes
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
right through.
They're looking very good, yeah.
And I made obviously front wheel size and rear wheel size. And the tires as well. I molded the tires for them.
Oh, right.
Kev is becoming quite a factory.
Yep.
But I'm struggling for gears.
Right.
Aren't you 3D printing gears?
I don't want to try that because I don't think I'll be able to get the teeth of the gears good enough.
No. Okay.
I don't think so anyway. I suppose I could try, but I don't think they will be strong enough.
Yep.
By the way,
I think they would break very easily.
Yeah. At 1/43 scale size gears, I think they would. Yes.
they're very fine.
Yeah. And Lloyd, if you just look, 2 heads and a windscreen backing.
Can you send it over and I'll drive it up on the Monday again?
I'll tell you what, I've had it on my little 1/43 track, and it's pretty good now.
It's yeah. It was
Compared to-
already.
it-
It was
it
already
has-
pretty good.
It has brakes now.
You changed the motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think you can print this here at home. It's very good. But if I'm driving with the cars, this here's Shapeways.
Ah,
It's
yes.
done-
That's
it's-
Peter's. Yeah.
That's Shapeways Peter.
Yeah.
It's running 3 years.
Yes.
And Peter has printed at home,
Yeah.
2 days. I don't have the right word. The German word is fertig. Kaputt.
Kaput.
Go on.
I think Shapeways here it's good, and Shapeways for wheels
Yes.
is good.
Yes.
It's not broken. It's best.
I understand. Doing them at home is not as good.
well, I will be sending this on the Prono Mag, so Peter can see if the wheels are any good on this one.
If the wheels all fall off, you know they're not.
Yes.
You know, I've seen falling off wheels for years.
Usually on my
I've taken-
cars.
Not only on your cars. I especially remember one car from Karsten, which lost its wheel, and the wheel really hopped along with the car. It was phenomenal to look at. So, but these have been screwed on aluminium wheels.
Oh.
Really? Yeah. I have not screwed on wheels for a long time now. I just push them on or glue them on.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Anyway, Gordon, if you feel like jumping in on any of this, please do.
Hi, Lloyd. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm actually in the middle of eating my dinner right now.
All right, you carry on then.
I've got a mouthful. So, Jeff, just very briefly, I have SSD 132 track, and I'd always kind of dismissed a little bit the 140 free scale cars, but I've seen a few ones recently on the forums, and they look fantastic. And I just wonder really how well we run an SSD track. I suppose that's one of the main initial questions that I would have.
I think they're probably fine. I run them. I run 143rd cars on my Ninko track, and they work fine there. Ninko's a bit different from SSD, of course, but I'm sure the 143rd cars would be okay.
I just very briefly, not to hijack everything. How do they perform from like a drifting perspective? Do they just rattle around really quickly? Do they de-slot easy? Is it skillful? If you want, if that's the correct word to use, is 1 to 32. I know that's probably more than one question.
I think on a nice flat track, I think they'll drift quite well. Peter can probably tell us better. On Ninko's a very abrasive surface, so they don't drift very well on Ninko. But I'm sure that on Peter's wooden track, they probably do. It's probably quite controllable.
I think maybe I just need to bite the bullet and buy a couple and try them. As I said, I was really pleasantly surprised by how how pretty and well detailed some of the cars are.
Yeah,
you should try.
Sorry, on you.
Sorry, you should try some SCX cars. They are the nicest cars scale-wise.
Yeah, but they're the ones that I've seen recently. Some of them do look fantastic. I also have some 143 trackets. I think I have a couple of sets of Carrera Go that I've laid under a bed, the spare bedroom, probably for maybe 5 years now, and I've just never get around to setting them up. So it's something that I want to have a look at. But I'm specifically interested in running on the SSD track. So I think I just need to buy a couple and see how I go.
They will go very fast if you leave the magnets in, but they will slide a lot better if you take the magnets out.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference between the magnet.
Carrera Go tires are very hard, so the drifting those they'll be uncontrollable, I would think, because they just slide. No, Peter.
No, if you drew the Carrera Go cars really nicely, the tires, they are actually gripping quite good and actually handling quite good. The only problem is they pick up dirt way faster than PU tires.
Yes.
You have to clean them very often, but they run quite well and have quite good grip. A little bit less than PU tires, but quite good.
But Peter, you have a painted track. Yours is the wooden track. Right, when you run Carrera Go without magnets on a plastic track, they often sit there and the wheels just spin and they don't go anywhere.
SCX are good though. SCX definitely run well on plastic tracks, including the Carrera track.
Yeah.
And SCX tires on my wood track.
No,
not really.
Right.
This
like
with the magnet in is just a bullet. It's just really fast.
Oh, they're rockets. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe they changed the tire compound. That's possible.
I think it's a very strong magnet. I think that's what it is.
I ran mine on my Carrera track. I was playing with the lap timer, and my version of that Mercedes went quite well. It was quite controllable without the magnet in.
Was it?
So perhaps SCX have changed the tires.
Well, that's all good stuff. I think maybe I just need to have a word with Santa and see if a couple will pop up on Christmas Day and just have a shot.
I got the Mercedes and the Audi.
Yeah.
And,
I must admit, I was really surprised. Some of the more recent ones I've seen, how pretty they are and how kind of detailed they are. It seems to be a mile away from what it was 5 years ago, but maybe I just didn't do the deeper dive in these days.
Yeah. No windows, of course. That's a bit of an annoying thing, but yeah, the detail is pretty good. I've said this to Lloyd many times. If I was starting out with slot cars now, I would definitely go for 143rd. The accessories, you know, die casts are everywhere. 1/43 scale die casts are everywhere. So the accessories are easy to get hold of, much easier than 1/32 stuff.
Does the weight of a die cast have any impact? I'm guessing they're significantly heavier than a
Well,
plastic shell.
yeah, people do motorize the die casts, but I was talking about for scenery items.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever try motorizing a die cast. I think you know the braking wouldn't be there; it would just keep going, wouldn't it? The momentum would just keep it going.
Some people seem to have a lot of success with die casts. I've not tried it myself, but a lot of people have said they, if anything, they're more realistic because they go a bit slower, but they lean and they drive like a real car.
Right.
But
Peters.
the brakes are a big topic for diecast cars.
Yeah.
I have been tried using a 13D motor, this big motor like in the R10 cars, with good brakes. This is usable. This is a quite good job to be done, but you have to brake very, very early. It's like a little bit like driving a calf car.
Yes. So, Peter, in the middle of next year, you're going to run a proxy for die casts then? On the Desmo.
I have die-cast cars. I have with die-cast bodies and a big motor in them.
Yes,
they are fun. You have to know and to if you step up very in quite little steps with the speed to get near to the limit, you can do it. I don't see a problem because they also spin out like other cars and they don't hit the scenery too hard.
But if you have a nice deco on your truck, you have to take care because they can destroy everything if you miss a curve.
Have you seen my track, Stefan?
A little bit, some videos, yes.
I think they can go through my scenery because it's only a thin layer of paper with glue on him.
Yes.
So
Peter's scenery is well away from the track. Peter has lots of room there, lots of space. When we did the UK slot car festivals at Gaydon, the first year we did it, we had a Carrera Go track there laid out for the children to drive. My colleague was working that with the children while I was attempting to show people all of the things that were on the display. And every now and again, we had to duck as another Formula One car come flying across. What the problem I've got with the Carrera Go is it is too fast for young children. And we all run things like that with a variable power supply, and they run very well. But on their full 14 volts, they are ridiculously fast for somebody who's not very good with the controller.
Especially if you don't remove the boost button.
Yes.
You should remove the booster for sure. So.
Oh, yes. Somebody come up with a suggestion the other day when somebody asked how to reduce the speed. We all went through how to change this and change that, and somebody showed a picture of a controller with a rubber band wrapped around it.
It works. I did that for my kids.
Yes.
It works. Whatever rubber or board or whatever, it works well. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it the complicated way, and rubber band is the nice, easy way to do it. I didn't think of that. What have you got there?
I just remembered that I came across an Artin power supply the other day. I didn't realize I had.
Yeah.
Rated at 7.5 volts. 7.5 volts. So, see that? Yeah.
Quite handy, yeah. We can't hear you there. Oh, you're back now, yeah.
So yeah, that's why the motors are powerful on for drag racing or whatever, because they're a low voltage motor, obviously.
If I run Artins on my track, it's usually at about 8 volts maximum,
Oh, okay, right.
and they still don't have brakes.
Right. That's because they're low torque motors, presumably.
But having said that, Artin cars with the magnets in are quite fun to drive.
Okay. They're all brown magnets, so they're not very powerful. So yeah.
They're not, but as they come out of the box at their lower voltage, obviously you don't want them at 14 volts, but at the lower voltage they run okay.
How easy is it to remove the magnets from the 143? Again, maybe just using SCX as an example, because I always find it a bit of a hassle with, as an example, Scalextric's 132 cars. They're very easy to snap, the little lugs that hold them.
I've never had any real problem.
The SCX car I mentioned earlier, the Mercedes that I took the magnet out of, yeah, I snapped the mount, the clip thing at one side. Interestingly, the magnet goes in from below, so the clip things are on the underside.
Yeah.
And you broke. I'll go and get the car. I'll get the car during the break.
Yeah.
I told Gordon about the break, tea break. We get tea break on this one.
Because we can only run for 40 minutes, Gordon, we stop when it stops us, which is in about 7 minutes, and then we start again at 9 o'clock.
Ah, okay. That's I like that. Yeah, because you'd have to pay for a license, I guess, otherwise, wouldn't you? So more hassle.
Yeah, we discussed it, and we were thinking of joining together and doing it, but it sort of works this way. It gives a break in between, and everybody gets sorted out.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Yeah.
And
in France, it's a cheese and wine time, so it's a good break.
When I did a proxy in France with the FOLM people, the Friends of Le Mans, the proxies they did went on for 50 or more races all around the south of France, and every single one of them showed them eating cheese and wine before doing the racing. That in France, you know how to do slot racing. I've been wanting to go over to the event you have in Paris every November.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been able to make it there, but I looked forward to it to go and get some cheese and wine.
Good idea.
And maybe see some slot cars as well.
All right.
But what you got there? Yeah.
The SCX car with the magnet hole a bit mangled. You can't really see it too well, but
yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
The flange is on the underside, so I had to push it downwards to get it out, and it just trashed the fixings. I could glue it back in again, of course, using Bostik or whatever.
Well, what about the guides there, Leo? Are the guides pretty much a similar size to standard Scalextric's cars, I suppose? 130.
Yes, they're very similar. Yeah.
Where's the camera?
Although some of them that they were showing on here earlier, with the 3D printed ones that Peter designed, they are a little smaller than the Scalextric's one, but they're a little deeper as well, aren't they, Peter?
These are both got Scalextric guides in them.
Yeah.
What about this might be a daft question, but what about chipping them? Sticking like a C7005?
Well, it can be done because a lot of people do run 143rd digital, but it's not something I know about.
Yeah, and I just wondered if there might be issues with the lane changes, but given the guide that Leo's just shown, it looks like it may well work. Yeah.
As the space there is big enough for any, pretty well any guide on most of the cars, unless they're very small cars, you can probably use what would normally be used on 132nd digital.
Okay, so there's a fair bit of space in there.
Yeah.
I think you could get one of the 705s and that, no problem.
That one hasn't got separate windows.
No, SCX.
Ah, right.
F6.
Leo, you should remove that part, the one in the middle. The plastic part in the middle that goes on the motor. You should remove it, otherwise it makes a lot of noise. No need to keep it.
What piece is that?
Yeah.
The piece is there only if children step on the car that it doesn't go flat.
All
it.
right.
Take
And
it out.
that comes out.
Yep.
You can
Ah.
Now you
cut
just
it.
cut it. You cut it. Yep.
Hit it. The DTM cars are looking very good now.
Yes.
And what have you got there, Peter?
This is a home printed wheel I did last week, also with PLA. So it looks nice, but I don't know how round it is. If it
Yeah.
is round or if it is like this. So
Send it to me. I want to test it. I have a good test for wheels. One moment. I have
I can
this.
see them.
I have this. And
If they do not squash, they're okay.
I tested.
Okay.
If you make it with aluminium, it's
It will
It's
bend
there.
easy.
yes.
Uh,
It looks
yeah, I-
very, very nice. I want to test it. I want to make it on my cars and test it.
I
Yes,
will do some.
sorry.
I like to
I don't
test
know
them
if
as
Klaus
well.
will be there. Oh, sorry.
Carry on.
I see we just have 2 minutes. I don't know if Klaus will be there at the next hour. I have a question for him. Klaus, last time you show us DTM SCX, what is that you prepared? What is the total weight of it? Ooh, it's checking.
I
One-
think it's between 50 and 60 grams if it's the.
One moment.
That's heavy.
I think it's heavy, yes.
And it's fast.
Which
Bloody
one?
fast.
Which one is that? A DTM car.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are running out of time here, so we'll let Klaus come back with that, but we might have to break off in a
Is
moment.
there?
Here
All
he
right, he's
comes.
got everything.
He's got the scales. He's brought the scales with him. Yeah.
Just one more question. I haven't looked just now at some of the SCX 140 freescale WRC cars, and they have working lights as well. I mean, we really do look very nice little cars. And I suppose the other thing that's very appealing is that they're under £15.
Yes.
As opposed to 40, 45, £50 for a
I think that the SCX compacts are a little bit of a well-kept secret, because most people know about Carrera Go, but a lot of the public hardly have ever heard of the SCX.
that was me. I think it might even have been a post that Leo made a few weeks ago.
40 grams.
40 grams.
40 grams.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye for now because we're down to under a minute now. So I say bye, and we'll be back on at 9 o'clock.
Tea break
Bye.
time.
Tea break.